What's popping, my lily pops? Are you literally tired of receiving generic hair advice? I'm talking about you ask someone, how do I grow my natural hair? And they're like, oh, you have to moisturize regularly. You need to trim your hair in a schedule. Don't apply so much heat. And while all of those things are true, don't get me wrong, it becomes a bit irritating when everyone keeps telling you the same thing and literally you're not getting results because that's high level advice. That's the type of things I get into on this side. So in today's episode, which is episode 2 of the Lily Pop Grow series, I'm talking about balancing out moisturizing with strengthening treatments, and I'm talking about protein. So we're doing a comparison. The TGIN Curl Reconstructor Protein Treatment versus the good old faithful DIY protein. So before we get into today's topic of protein treatment, let's do brief introductions. If this is your first time, I go by Lily Pop Originals, and on this channel I share inexpensive DIYs to care for natural hair. I by no means think that caring for natural hair only means growing in terms of length. It's overall maintaining the health of your hair. Trust me, I've reached a point where my hair was long, I was looking good, but it was not healthy. Right now I have a decent puff that I'm pretty proud of, and I feel more than capable to share my tips with you guys here on this platform. So now let's provide some background on where protein comes into your regimen and how it can really help with hair growth. So I'm going to go back a little bit and I'll pull everything together for you all in a moment. So let's first think about moisturizing our hair. Naturals love to push deep conditioning onto anyone that asks for hair advice. If someone says, what can I do to grow my hair? The first thing is, are you deep conditioning regularly? If someone says, oh my gosh, my hair is dry, start deep conditioning more. Deep condition with heat, deep condition with the steamer, deep condition with the thermal cap. We are like shoving deep conditioner down people's throats at this point. We would be feeding deep conditioner to people if we could. And while moisture is important because historically, type 4 hair, so afro hair, has a tendency to dry out quicker in comparison to our counterparts' hair. And because of this, it has caused naturals to want to push moisturizing hair, which by right, it makes a lot of sense because it's something that we struggled with. Before sulfate-free shampoo was a thing, do you guys remember when you would go into wash day, wash your hair, and your scalp would be clean, but you would come out and those hair strands would be dry, okay? And that leads to breakage and stunts hair growth, right? So ultimately, but when you think about that, moisture still needs to happen in moderation. If you are waking up and on a daily basis drenching your hair with water, then going into styling, you're weakening your hair strands. If you are deep conditioning like it's nobody's business, you will end up weakening your hair strands over time. If you are doing hydration treatments like they are going out of style, my guy, you will weaken your hair, let's say it, over time. If you're not having that hair growth, if your hair is still dry, if your hair is still shedding or breaking off and you've been deep conditioning yourself to death, it's time for an intervention. And that's why we're getting into the difference between a protein treatment and a protein conditioner. So today on the chopping block, we have the TGIN Curl Reconstructor Protein Treatment. And I'm putting it on the chopping block, but it's not because I had a bad experience with this product. I've actually had a great experience. But when do you need to use a protein treatment? Honestly, read the packaging. It tells you right on the packaging. And from experience, I was able to differentiate between when a protein treatment was what I needed to strengthen my strands, sustain my growth, and make sure that my hair was continuously growing, as opposed to using a protein conditioner. So you need a protein treatment when your hair is dry, brittle, when you have split ends for days, and it doesn't matter how much you get your hair trimmed, the split ends keep coming back. At this point, my good sis and my good bruh, you need some serious reinforcement. And that is what a protein treatment is for. It is more intensive. If not, I opt for a protein conditioner. I was able to differentiate between when a protein treatment was necessary for my hair or whether I needed a milder protein conditioner dependent on the state that my hair was in. So I'll give you guys a clear example. A few months ago, I was dealing with a lot of hair breakage. The breakage honestly was a lot, and I decided that I needed a protein treatment. When I referenced that the protein treatment will tell you right on the label what it does, I said that not because, oh, you should know that, just read the label, it tells you. It's because it explicitly states intensive restorative treatments. That is what majority of them say. It's not just exclusive to TGIN's Curl Reconstructor. A lot of them tell you that because this is not something that I would use on my hair just as maintenance. That's what I'm trying to say. I just wouldn't use this as regular maintenance on my hair to make sure that I'm balancing moisture with strengthening treatments. Something like this would be too heavy. The reason that this was the perfect time to include protein treatments into the Grow Series episodes is because a lot of the time it's never that our hair is not growing. Yes, some people's hair grows faster than others, and some people will attain a hair length that some of us will just never get to. Honestly, that's just facts. And that's why I don't marry myself to the idea of someone else's hair length. I make my hair goals based on what I am actually committed to doing to my hair, my actual hair type, and what honestly I would be able to manage if my hair ever got to that length. The reality is that it's not that our hair is not growing, it's that majority of us have an issue with length retention. So that means your hair will grow some. Let's say your hair is growing the average ½ an inch a month, but then afterwards, your hair breaks off the next month. This is where protein comes into the mix. It helps with that length retention because it strengthens hair strands, which means your hair is not breaking, which means you're going to see the hair growth. Hence, protein grows your hair. Air quotations, all right? So now we can get into the DIY protein conditioner. This is something that I more regularly use as a preventative hair treatment, meaning that this is incorporated into my hair maintenance. It has light forms of protein. So with getting into ingredients, our first ingredient is avocado. Avocado has a variety of nutrients, but is packed with protein and helps with repairing hair that is slightly damaged, preventing breakage, and overall helping with strengthening our hair strand. We're then moving on to yogurt. Yogurt helps with aesthetics a bit because it minimizes frizz with the hair, which is something that I love because my hair is a frizz ball. But yogurt is also packed with protein and has something that is known as lauric acid in it, which helps with strengthening the hair strands. Then I'm adding in a cap of grapeseed oil. This step is optional, but I like adding my favorite oil because grapeseed actually penetrates my hair cuticles, and it just makes sure that I'm adding in some balance of moisture to all of these ingredients that have a good amount of protein in them. And then we're grabbing some shredded coconut. So if you've seen, guys, public service announcement, do not use shredded coconut unless it is melted down. It was a fiasco afterwards. Just opt for using coconut milk. It's easier, it's cleaner, it's what I usually use. I just didn't have it in the house at the time. Use 1 teaspoon of coconut milk to make the protein conditioner. Trust me. Trust me. Previous protein conditioners or protein treatments on my channel, you know that I traditionally opt for coconut milk. In this case, I didn't have coconut milk. I'm adding 1 tablespoon of shredded coconut to the mix because coconut also has strengthening properties and it also has lauric acid, which yogurt has. I'm getting those strengthening properties without compromising the health of my hair. And then I'm going to go into blending everything up to make our DIY protein conditioner. So I just officially washed my hair and conditioned it as well. And now I'm going for my avocado protein conditioner. While I'm applying this, you guys tell me in the comments how your hair journey is going. and how you're overall feeling about the health of your hair. So I'll start off. My hair journey is going great and I'm feeling optimistic about the health of my hair. So just follow that trend down in the comments. I am not directly applying this to my scalp. Also, an important thing that I want to note right here. Yes, I love using DIYs on my channel and honestly in my everyday life, but I never want you to think that all of the nutrients that are included in some of these natural ingredients all absorb into your hair. Come on now, that's not realistic. And I've definitely seen some growth and an increase in the health of my hair since transitioning a lot of my hair regimen products over to natural products. I'm just saying this because there are incremental things that you can do related to your diet that will help you to see a change in the health of your hair also. So just as I said, avocado is loaded with protein, so you can start to intentionally incorporate avocado into your diet. You can start making small steps towards eating things that are intentionally going to grow your hair. So what do? I intentionally drink ginger tea or green tea 3 times a week. So ginger does a great job of promoting blood circulation, and green tea blocks a hormone known as dihydrotestosterone, which is the hormone that is responsible for hair loss. So I challenge you to look into what are some small lifestyle changes that you can make if you're saying that you're really committed to growing your hair. And who knows, you'll see an increase in the overall health of your entire body while you're going through this process as well. Hey guys, so this is my hair. I'm going to let this sit on for 30 to 45 minutes. I'm probably going to opt for 45 minutes because there's something that I want to watch without interruption. Again, emphasizing protein and making sure that you're intentionally incorporating it into your hair regimen is extremely important for continued hair growth and actually seeing those results. And again, if you did not watch episode 1 of the Lily Pop Grow series, I encourage you to go and check that out. I'll link it down below. My Lily Pops, you know the vibes. Let's pop off. Let's go down.